Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out QNT's price chart, and in the short term I am actually able to find some optimistic signs, but I'm going to tell you why we should right now be a bit patient and also careful. But before we get into all that, we are going to at first kick things off by talking about a very important struggle every single business owner knows too well. Credit can be your best friend and at the same time your worst enemy. You get that loan and you will feel very much invincible, and then all of a sudden, bam, fixed repayments hit just when sales absolutely dip. All of a sudden, you're scrambling for cash, wondering if you will meet the next month installment. That, my friends, is exactly the tight spot QNT's tweet right in here points out. There are three major headaches stand between you and smooth growth. Number one, rigid payment schedules that do not really care if your revenue has tanked in the last quarter or maybe in the last month or two. Number two, mountains of paperwork and collateral hoops when you need a quick cash top up effective immediately. And number three, surprise payments lurking around the corner, ratcheting up your stress and risk of default. Now, imagine your loan payments could flex with your business. And for example, in the times that you sell less, you basically pay less. And when you crush it, you pay just like a bit more, no problem at all. That is the point of programmable workflows, which is basically smart contracts wired up to your real-time numbers. You define the role, for example, let's say 5% of net sales, and an oracle pushes your revenue into the contract, and at the end of each day or week or month, doesn't really matter, the contract does the math for you and moves the money automatically. Zero manual invoicing, zero late fees, zero headaches. And here's a question: what makes this so powerful? Three very important things. Number one, you get cash flow alignment, meaning your debt services mirrors actual performance, so you are never ever stretched too thin. Number two, on-demand adjustment, aka ODA, meaning no more begging lenders for emergency top-ups or maybe restructuring. No, the code handles all of it. And number three, you get confidence for everybody. Lenders know in this scenario that they will see their money on time, even if you hit a slow patch. Now, for small teams, this means basically ditching Excel hell and late night reconciliation. Instead of chasing numbers, you can actually, in this scenario, brainstorm your next product feature, refine your marketing strategy, maybe even hire a developer in order to make a presence for your business in the social media. And in order for all that to happen, under the hood, you need two very important pieces. Number one, a reliable oracle delivering live metrics, and also, this is important, pay attention, an interoperability layer so your ERP or accounting software can talk to the blockchain. And guess what? QNT's platform specializes in both of these areas, meaning number one, normalizing data from different sources, and number two, routing it to the smart contract that runs your repayment logic. Now, let's just for a minute flip the script and imagine you are a lender here. In this case, okay, traditional loans come with big headache, and it is what? Yep, you guessed that right, missed payments. You are constantly running reports, chasing numbers, and worrying about defaults. Programmable workflows basically kick that stress out of the door, because when repayments are baked into the smart contract, enforced by oracles feeding in live revenue or inventory data, the risk dial in this scenario goes way down. You know you will get paid on schedule, no matter how rocky things get on the borrower's end. And with that kind of certainty, your loan portfolio as a lender starts to look a hell of a lot healthier. In this scenario, defaults absolutely shrink because businesses aren't forced into one-size-fits-all schedules. They are paying in line with what they actually earn. Also, at the same time, in here, you gain a real edge in a cutthroat market. Instead of touting competitive rates, you can now pitch bespoke data-driven credit, and that is a narrative nobody, and I really mean it, no one else has nailed yet. Now, here is where QNT quietly steals the show. You see, this tweet doesn't shove a white paper into your face. Absolutely not. They simply name the pain, meaning rigid loans, and suggest an elegant fix, which is what? Yup, programmable workflows. No heavy jargon, just enough intrigue about smart contracts and real data feeds to make fintech teams and enterprise IT directors sit up and ask, how do we plug into that? This is basically a subtle positioning at the crossroad of finance and blockchain, nudging potential partners towards QNT's interoperability layer without really ever spelling it out. But programmable workflows are just the opening act. You need to actually think much bigger in here. Think, for example, about revenue-based financing where repayments scale with cash flow spikes. Think about maybe inventory financing that releases capital as products move off the shelves. And if you want to think much bigger, think about supply chain finance that auto disperses fund when milestones are recorded on chain. If you are sketching out a pilot, well, start by asking yourself three very important things. Number one, which performance metric, for example, it can be daily sales, maybe even subscription renewals, maybe even gross profit margin, is best to mirror your cash cycle. Number two, what Oracle source can you trust to push tamper-proof data into your contracts? Number three, how will you connect existing, this is the key, existing ERP or accounting software to a blockchain environment without really reinventing the whole thing? Answer those questions and you will get basically the blueprint for an automated self-service credit machine. So looking ahead, in my view, programmable workflows are not really just another simple fintech buzzword. No, in my view, they absolutely have the potential to redefine on-chain financial automation across the board. Whether you are, for example, underwriting loans, financing inventory, or building maybe even the next generation of supply chain solutions, trying real-time data to self-executing agreements is a pilot worth absolutely running. So what's the conclusion in here? You need to basically put together QNT's growing list of enterprise pilots, its interoperability focus, and the buzz around smart contracts, syncing live business metrics, and basically with all that, you have a very compelling fundamental story. Also on the charts, the price has been forming a very beautiful tightening consolidation with volume slowly but surely nudging higher and higher, signaling that something really exciting is coming. But is it going to be on the up or maybe downside? Well, in case that you are a regular viewer of the channel, you probably know my answer. In my view, it's absolutely going to be on the upside. Why? Because let's go on weekly time frame, zoom in a little bit more, excuse me. Okay, maybe it's best to put the chart first on logarithmic scale. As you can see, it has been almost, let's say, 4 years that we are stuck in this beautiful consolidation pattern. And why is this beautiful? Because this is, in my view, basically a triangle structure, and we have seen these patterns playing out way too many times. And one very important example that has a lot of similarities to what is happening at the moment in QNT is what, you know what, XRP. And what happened to Ripple when we got out of the triangle structure? Well, in about, I believe it was 45 days, we basically got a 750% move on the upside. And if we are going to do that in QNT, this means in about, let's say 30 days, 40 days, we can get to all the way up around, I think it is, yep, $850 to about $900. Is it going to be like a very optimistic target? I don't really think so. In fact, I'm going to argue by the end of this cycle, there's actually a very good chance that we are going to be in QNT above $1,000. And when you look at the market cap in that scenario, it will absolutely make perfect sense for you, because even with the price of $1,000, I don't really think we are going to even crack the top 10, maybe even top 15. So in my opinion, QNT is one of the very strong projects in this space that has the potential to really make you rich. But question, what is happening in the short term? Because if you remember, the last time that we talked about QNT, we were right in here, and the idea was that maybe we are having a 1, 2, 3, and well, this suggests whatever move on the upside that we are going to have, according to this scenario at least, it's just going to be a correction structure into wave 4, meaning what? Well, after it's over, we're probably going to have yet another move down into wave 5. But why did I say at the beginning of the video that maybe I am able to find in here some optimistic signs? There are actually some. You see, number one, let's just hide everything. Okay, now we are having, because of the recent phase up, overlapping of the waves between this move and also this one, which is sort of kind of an optimistic sign. Why? Because in a correction structure down, what is one very important characteristic? You know what? Having constantly overlapping of the waves, basically being a very slow and choppy move down. Do we have some more bullish signs? Yes. Let's go around here. You see, if you want to say that maybe we have hit our final low right around this area, I don't know, maybe this is like a very important support. Okay, absolutely fair enough. Show me off of the lowest low, a 1 2 3 4 5, and at that point I am going to flip bullish. Now this specific structure is called an impulsive movement. Rules for it are, we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, wave 3 is simply not allowed to be the smallest wave. And in terms of the sub waves, you know this story, 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different counts. Let's say, okay, sure. An A, B, C, D, E, a triangle into 4, and a W exploit into wave 2. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is happening. So I think it is now safe to say we had in here a 5 wave up followed by a correction down. And what is going on in here? I'm thinking this is probably a 1 2, another 1 and 2, another 1 and 2, but on a lower degree. And this is wave 3 4 5 into a larger degree wave 3, correction for 4, another move up into wave 5, into a larger degree wave 3 once more, correction for 4, another move on the upside into wave 5. So what I'm trying to tell you is this is 5 wave, this is another 5 wave. Between them we are having a correction structure. So maybe in QNT we are having on a higher degree wave 1, correction for 2, decent move up into wave 3, and if this ends up being a correction for 4 and after it we get yet another move on the upside into wave 5, you know what, this is going to be a fantastic sign. On the other hand though, if from the current point we get a rather strong move down, let's say a 1 2 3 4 5 wave without a lot of overlapping of the waves, in order to especially take this important slowdown here about $106.5, okay, that is probably going to be a decent bearish confirmation, suggesting in QNT this scenario is still in play and we are having overall and on some higher degrees a 1 2 3 4 5 wave into what, you know it if you watched the previous video, the C leg of hopefully an A, B, C expanded flat. And you might think that this is in the short term like a very bearish scenario, but don't worry, overall we are looking extremely optimistic. Why? Okay, what do we have off of the lowest low in here? In my view, there's actually pretty much no doubt in my mind that this is a 1 2 3 4 5 followed by, let's say, okay, sure, an ABC flat, suggesting even in the next couple of days we can have another move down. But don't worry, on a higher degree, this is 1, this is 2, and what's next? Yep, big move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. And you want to remember, in terms of Elliott's waves, we say in most cases wave 3 is going to be a very strong and sharp move on the upside. And this, my friends, is why I am so bullish in QNT, and I still fully believe that exciting times in the mid, maybe even in the short term, are going to be ahead of us. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Quant. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.